Okay, hello and welcome to this special episode of Flickering Dreams. We are looking today ahead because we are in the midst of awards season, the part of the season that Andy enjoys so much, but he's hey,
Can't
so
wait. Whoa.
can't wait. Woo! So we're going to be looking at the results so far of the awards that have been announced and trying to predict what the Oscar nominations will be for the major categories as they are announced on January the 22nd, which is a mere 5 days away from now. Joining me, as always, on Flickering Dreams, we've got the Reverend Andy Godfrey. Andy, say where people can see and hear you.
I'm on Pure 247 Radio every Thursday at 1:00, and I wrote a book called Confessions of a Christian Film Critic. Never, ever afraid to shamelessly plug.
No. You ought to have a copy and wave it at the camera at the right point.
I've got one right here if you want.
Yeah. Also joining me is Emma Sewell. Emma, introduce yourself.
Hello. I can occasionally be seen on the social medias, and my website is emma@themovies.com with a whole bunch of reviews lined up to go live over this weekend and next week. So
Good. And that's Emma with an AT, I believe. Yes, right. And Scott Forbes, all the way from sunny Aberdeen. Scott, introduce yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Scott. You can find my written reviews at the Forbes Film and TV Review on Facebook.
And I'm Bob Mann. I run One Man's Movies, which is onemansmovies.com with 2 N's. Yeah, and I'm also occasionally on the radio, BBC Radio Solent, though less so these days. I was on to talk about some of the upcoming films in January, but I have yet to find another regular slot on the radio. So there you go. Right, as I said, we're looking at the BAFTA nominations, which come out on the 22nd. What I've done here is I have
Sorry, Bob, the Oscar nominations in 22nd.
Oscar nominations, exactly. Yes, the
BAFTA later.
Yeah,
BAFTA, Oscar, Golden Globe.
Yeah, all that.
All the same.
Yes. So the actual BAFTAs are on February the 22nd, which is the next major awards, I believe. Then we got the Screen Actors Guild, the only strange thing which has got the apostrophe in the wrong place, on March the 1st, and then we've got the Oscars on March the 15th. But so the nominations for the Oscars come out on the 22nd of January. Right. So what I've done is I've put together a little presentation of the results we've had so far, which have been from the Golden Globes and also the Critics' Choice Awards. And we'll talk about them and just see if we can define what the nominations for the major categories are going to be. So if we look ahead at this, what I've done here is I've stuck all of the Best Picture nominees onto a single slide. Now, this is all a little bit confusing because the Golden Globes insist on having both a drama and a comedy/musical category, and the Critics' Choice have a Best Picture nomination, but they also have a separate category for comedy. And I can already see the despair on the faces of my Flickering Dreams colleague for the film which won the Critics' Choice Comedy Award, which was The Naked Gun, which was jointly named by our collective team as the worst film of 2025. So yeah, there you go.
And you were all wrong. Critics' Choice, clearly right.
Yeah. Yes, that was quite a divisive choice, I have to say, The Naked Gun. So if we just run down,
I quite like the idea of a musical version of One Battle After Another.
Yes, but it is a comedy to a certain degree. So if we just look at these, because I'm aware that this goes out on audio platforms as well. The Golden Globes Drama Award went to Hamnet, which I think was a bit of a surprise for Chloe Zhao, that one. But also nominated were Frankenstein, It Was Just an Accident, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, and Sinners. And the Critics' Choice Best Picture was One Battle After Another. And the other nominations there were Jay Kelly, Begonia, Wicked for Good, Marty Supreme, Train Dreams, Sinners, Frankenstein, Hamnet, and Sentimental Value. The Golden Globes comedy musical, that went to One Battle After Another, but also nominated were Blue Moon, Begonia, Marty Supreme, No Other Choice, and Nouvelle Vague. And the Critics' Choice comedy, as I said, went to The Naked Gun. Also nominated were The Ballad of Wallace Island, Eternity, Friendship, The Phoenician Scheme, which I'm sure will please Scott, and Splitsville, which is a film I've certainly not heard of before. So I think what that certainly does is cement One Battle After Another in the list as being a definite Oscar nominee. And I think you would have to probably pay a lot of money to get anything back on it winning the Oscar from where things stand. What's our view on One Battle After Another, guys?
I mean, I still haven't seen it, so
Oh, Emma.
I'm behind. I haven't caught up yet.
It was a good film, Bob. Good acting across the board. I'm sure we'll speak about that a little bit later on as well. Is it PTA's best film? There Will Be Blood is in the conversation, but I might give the edge slightly to One Battle After the Other. It's long, but didn't necessarily feel long. I think it's a very crowd-friendly film, and that's why it's doing so well, because the critics can get behind all the professional stuff and take the opportunity to praise Paul Thomas Anderson and the rest of the filmmakers involved within that film. But because the audience loves it too, that I think that's why the combination is making it do so well at these awards shows.
Yes, I agree.
I had it as my number 11 last year. I had it just outside my top 10 last year. I mean, it's a really entertaining film. Well, obviously, the standout sequence is the car chase, which almost made me feel ill watching it because of the ups and downs. It's a terrific film, and it wouldn't necessarily be my personal favourite from these lists, but I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah. I unfortunately I went to see this during the London Film Festival, not at the film festival, but as a late night screening with my daughter after I'd already seen 3 films that day. So I was a little bit punch drunk, and maybe I didn't get the most out of it as I could have done. It didn't actually make my top 20 films in my list, so I probably need to give it another watch. But it certainly is a good film. It was probably just outside my top 20, but I can understand why it's on this list. So I think One Battle is definitely one that's definitely going to be nominated, no doubt about that. Elsewhere on this list, I mean, Begonia seems to be featuring in both of the awards lists, so I think that should be in there. That was my number 2 film of the year, so I'm definitely behind that one. And I think probably Marty Supreme is looking pretty solid for that as well. Would you agree?
I mean, I don't personally think I would put it up that high, but it seems to be very popular. And I mean, yes, there was good acting in it, but I'm still on the fence about it.
Yeah, I mean, his performance is terrific, and he will probably feature in the Best Actor list, but I thought the film as a whole was a bit all over the place. I thought it was a bit of a mess, to be honest. And yes, sometimes making a mess can be fun, as we saw with Superman last year, but this is not one that's stayed with me in any way.
Right. Okay. But it does appear on this list, so I'm kind of thinking that's probably going to make it. The other ones that there's commonality in here is Sinners, obviously, which I think is almost a dead cert to be on this list. I think there'd be riots if that didn't make the list, and also Sentimental Value, which is also on both the Golden Globes and the Critics' Choice list. And interestingly, Hamnet. Oh yeah, sorry, Hamnet. Yeah, that's definitely the other one because that won the Golden Globe and also is on the Critics' Choice list. So those are definitely common between them. After that, things get a little bit more variable, don't they?
We've got Frankenstein as well, haven't we? I think that's
Oh yeah,
on.
Yeah.
Frankenstein, right? Yeah, okay. So we'll put that down.
I'm a little surprised that there hasn't been more about that. Did I miss some drama that around it when it came out? Because I really quite enjoyed that. I thought it was good across the board, but it seems to have just died a bit of a death.
What, in terms of awards discussion?
Just in general, when it came out, yeah, I maybe saw bits about it and then nothing. Whereas like everything else I keep popping up, online in discussions and, when I'm chatting to cinema people. But yeah, I just don't really seem to have heard much going on with it.
You think, Emma, that could be to do with the fact that it was a straight-to-streaming movie, and it, despite being a Guillermo del Toro film, it skipped cinemas completely, went straight to Netflix. People maybe come and go, see it now and then whenever they want, as opposed to getting that release, the advertising, it's in everyone's faces. Might be something to do with that.
True, could be.
I'll be honest, I preferred Kenneth Branagh's version.
I'd agree.
If I had to watch a Frankenstein film again, that's the one I would go for. I just thought, given the director, I didn't think there was anything particularly outstanding about this particular version. I've got to be honest. I didn't think there was any great set pieces or anything that really struck me as being different. And you don't necessarily want the Frankenstein story to be different. You just want them to tell the story. But it just didn't strike me as anything special, personally.
I think when we get to the technical awards, we're not going to be covering those on this call, but I can see it doing very well in terms of those technical awards. Because I mean, production design, makeup, all of that was really terrific for it. But yeah, so we've got 7 on the list here. We need 10 films. I'd be surprised if there's not a foreign language film on there. I guess you could say that Sentimental Value is partly foreign language, but it's also partly English as well. There's 2 on here, which I think one of them, actually there's probably 3 on here that might come in. There is It Was Just an Accident, which I think has been released in the UK now, hasn't it? And
I've seen it. I mean, I thought it was terrific.
I thought it was very good. Yeah, I thought it was very good. I saw it at the LFF. And The Secret Agent as well is a real shaggy dog story of a film that is brilliant in places. And then the other one on there is No Other Choice, which again is a fantastic film. That's coming out in a week or 2 in the UK. Terrific film. So I think one of those is likely to get nominated. And my guess would be it's probably going to be The Secret Agent, given some of the buzz around the lead actor award.
I mean, they might go for it. So far. It was just an accident, partly because of the circumstances under which it was made, illegally in Iran and was smuggled out and so on and so forth. There might be a sort of sympathy vote for it.
Yeah. Which of these other films do we think might make up that list? I think I don't think any of the comedy films on that list will do it. I mean, I would love.
I think we're about to say the same thing. I would love to see Ballad of Wallace Island make a list.
Yes. I think that will do well at the BAFTAs. I'm not so sure it will do well at the Oscars. I'd love to see the Ballad of Wallace Island win. Yeah, or on that list.
Eternity might, given the cast. And
I suspect it's not heavyweight enough to make the Oscars list. Yeah. I mean,
Train Dreams is probably the one that is going to sneak through. I think it had early momentum. The momentum's fading, but given that there's 10 nominees, and as you said, there's probably about 7 that are certain, maybe you're going to get Secret Agent. It's just not. You might get both foreign language films, actually. But yeah, he said Train Dreams, Blue Moon, No Other Choice. It's quite open at the bottom there.
Yeah. And you see, I'd love Blue Moon to get in. I thought Blue Moon was a fantastic film. Really, really loved it. But yeah, why don't we go then for both The Secret Agent and It Was Just an Accident, because we can't seem to decide. And then Train Dreams.
I've not seen it, so
I will defer to your opinions on that one.
I think Scott's the only one who's seen it, because I haven't seen it yet either. But I agree, it does seem to have quite a bit of momentum.
One where it's a very good-looking film. It's a quiet, peaceful movie. Edgerton's really good. in the lead role. There's a chance it could do well in some of the craft awards. We'll talk about screenplay later, but I think it's got a shot in that, and I think that could help it squeeze into that top 10.
Can I just say, I have seen Train Dreams. I have seen Train Dreams. I completely forgot, but I have. And I would be surprised if it didn't make that list, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Sorry about that. I'd completely forgotten I'd seen it.
That's all right. So that's our top 10 nominees then. One Battle After Another, Marty Supreme, Begonia, Sinners, Sentimental Value, Hamnet, Frankenstein, The Secret Agent, It Was Just an Accident, and Train Dreams. We'll see if we are correct. I noticed that, Andy, you're not batting for Wicked for Good to be on that list.
Well, it's just a given. I mean, it's just a given. I just assume it's going to win every award going, including Best Picture. So, it's like everybody knows that the Bible is the world's bestseller, but when you see best-selling lists, they just don't bother to mention it as the number one bestseller. Yeah, every week it is the world's bestseller, and Wicked for Good will win every award going. It's just inevitable.
At the moment, it's not on our top 10 list of nominees, Andy. That's all I'm pointing out.
No, it doesn't need to be. It'll just
win anyway. They'll just give it to it. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. It's like a Trump Peace Award. It'll just get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No problem.
Okay. Let's move forwards then to the next category, which fortunately only has 5 entries in it, and that is Best Director. And both the Golden Globes and the Critics' Choice were agreed here that winner of the Best Director award was Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another, which I think probably again cements its point at the top of the best film list. Just running down this list, the Golden Globes, the other nominees were Ryan Coogler for Sinners, Guillermo del Toro for Frankenstein, Jafar Panahi for It Was Just an Accident, Joachim Trier for Sentimental Value, and Chloe Zhao for Hamnet. And the Critics' Choice, the other nominees were Chloe Zhao for Hamnet, Guillermo del Toro for Frankenstein, Ryan Coogler for Sinners, Joachim Trier for Sentimental Value, and Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme. I should have probably made those a little bit more connected on the slides so you can see they're virtually the same, apart from Jafar Panahi for It Was Just an Accident and Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme. So I think you would like to think that probably we're fairly certain about 4 out of the 5 of those director awards.
I can see some dissent in the ranks.
Oh, yes.
I think we can be certain with 3 in PTA, Zhao, and Coogler. I'm going to say I'm not 100% on Del Toro.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm concerned that this could be one of those where, because of the way that the system works with the voting body and the international voting body, there's been a lot more favoritism to European directors, which you'll notice in past years as well, which might not mean anything given the amount of nominations Frankenstein's going to get in other categories. But I just have a feeling that there could be a snub, and if there's going to be, he's going to be the one that's snubbed. And then we can have a discussion about the other 2, because there's quite a few potential candidates.
Okay.
Controversial.
Controversial, yeah. That would be a real snub, wouldn't it? In fact, he's been nominated for both of these 2 awards and wouldn't be nominated for the Oscars. So on that theory about the European directors, then Joachim Trier should get the nod.
I think Joachim Trier's a near cert. He'd been my number 4 from the list. Personally, I've actually got Josh Safdie as number 5, but it would not surprise me if Panahi did take that as well. I think that's quite close. I mean, Del Toro also could get the 5th as well. Like, he is in the mix, but my gut reaction is there's a top 4. Trier would be the 4. And then Panahi, Safdie, Del Toro, I think it's a bit of a coin toss between those 3. Or you could get the secret agent director that sneaks in as well. Can't remember his name.
I can't either. Okay, who do we think then? Who are we gonna bump Del Toro from the list? That's the question. I think that's a brave decision, but
I mean, like I say, I don't feel like it's had much talk about it, so I wouldn't be mad about dropping him off. And yeah, also how do they feel about Netflix in general as an entity still is a big question. I
okay,
wouldn't be mad.
let's stick our neck out and say that's going to happen, and Jafar Panahi jumps in as well. Should we go with that?
I think
Sure.
Jafar Panahi will definitely be nominated.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
again, I think there will be a degree of a sympathy vote because of, again, the circumstances under which the film was made.
Okay, alrighty. We'll make that our list then. Paul Thomas Anderson, Ryan Coogler, Chloe Zhao, Joachim Trier, and Jafar Panahi. Okay.
And
Is that
obviously,
your-
John M. Chu will win it.
John M. Chu will then win it.
Yeah.
Yes, together with the Peace Prize. Yes. Right, we're going to move on then to the next category, which is Best Actress or Best Female Actor, as the Golden Globes call it, which seems to be cutting hairs to me. So we've got 3 different categories here because the Golden Globes insist on splitting it again between drama and comedy musical. And the winner of the Golden Globe for Best Actress for the drama was Jessie Buckley for Hamnet. Also nominated were Eva Victor for Sorry Baby, Jennifer Lawrence for Die My Love, Julia Roberts for After the Hunt, Renate Reinsver for Sentimental Value, and Tessa Thompson for Heather, which is a film I must admit I still haven't seen. The Critics' Choice Best Actress also went to Jessie Buckley, so there's a theme developing there. Also nominated there were Emma Stone for Begonia, Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs I'd Kick You, Amanda Seyfried for The Testament of Anne Lee, Chase Infinity for One Battle After Another, and Renata Reinsver again for Sentimental Value. And the Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Comedy Musical, that went to Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs I'd Kick You. Also nominated Amanda Seyfried for The Testament of Anne Lee, Chase Infinity for One Battle After Another, Cynthia Erivo for Wicked for Good, Emma Stone for Begonia, and Kate Hudson, good to see on that list, for Song Sung Blue. So when I came out of Hamnet at the London Film Festival, I basically said, well, the Oscar's going to go to Jessie Buckley, isn't it? And I would still stick with that. I think it's a monumental performance from Jessie Buckley. I mean, it's just incredible piece of work. And it'd be good for the Oscar to come back to the UK. Yeah. No, I know. Thank you, Scott. I said that in my review of Hamnet, and Scott pointed out she's Irish, but hey, UK, GB, well, big one.
Right direction.
Family. Right direction, yeah.
We're going to get some complaints from our Irish listeners.
Yeah, we will. And I apologise to our Irish listeners. So yeah, I mean, Jessie Buckley is a cert for a nomination for that, and I would say she's still a cert for a win on that one. Her one competition, I think, coming from that list is probably Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs I'd Kick You. Has anybody seen that film?
No.
No, it's
is it even out in the UK yet?
I don't think it's come out in the UK yet, so it'd be interesting to know when that is, if somebody can look that up. The other ones on that list that I would be surprised if they're not nominated would be Emma Stone for Begonia, because again, I mean, I don't think Emma Stone's going to get it because she's kind of had the Oscar a number of times before. Most recently, I think.
I was going to say the Academy really do like Emma, though.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
and it's a terrific performance, I have to say.
It is.
But
can I interject quickly there, Bob? Sorry.
Yeah.
If I Had Legs I'd Kick You will come out in the UK on February 20th.
Okay. So still ahead of the Oscars, which is good, right? Yeah. So I think 3 definites on that list will be Jessie Buckley, Rose Byrne, and Emma Stone.
Great.
Then probably Renata Reinsma for Sentimental Value.
Yeah.
Do we
Seems that
think?
way.
Yeah.
Looks
She's
like
very
it.
good in
She's
it. Yeah.
popping up everywhere.
Yeah, she is very good in it. And then we've got a 5th place. We've got a 5th slot where it becomes more tricky.
See, I made my list earlier. Like, I had another review because I only saw Hamnet yesterday, and I was like, right, scrap everything, put that at the top. But the other person, and at least there is a nomination on there for her. I really enjoyed Kate Hudson's performance in Song Song Blue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got
I mean,
her
I
at
would
number 5.
personally give her the Oscar.
I wouldn't go that.
No, I wouldn't go that
I
far.
No, I
wouldn't
think
I wouldn't
she's
go that
fantastic
far.
in that.
I
I
wouldn't
think
go that
she's
far.
incredible.
But yeah,
The
I
way
wouldn't
she
go that far,
plays
but
that
she
part.
yeah, it is. It is a terrific part, and I have to agree. That's where my heart would go, rather than my head. Out of all of the other names on that list, I think Kate Hudson for Song Song Blue would be a good choice. I mean, we can stick a name down. The other name on there, it's obviously getting a lot of buzz, is Chase Infinity for One Battle After Another.
Thing is
So
with Chase though, it's a smaller performance. It's a supporting performance, which I always hate with these category fraud. She's good, but young actress, supporting role. I also actually would agree with Andy that I would like Kate to get an Oscar for this. I'd also have Kate in supporting actress. I think both of them are supporting actresses, so one of the supporting actresses will be a lead actress nominee this year. I'd put my neck out for Kate, but with the momentum of One Battle, maybe they'll give it to Chase just because it's another nomination.
Yeah. I noticed Chase Infinity was one of the BAFTA Rising Star nominees that the public are going to vote for. And I could see her getting that, actually. Although it's a pretty strong list, I have to say. We can maybe talk about that another time. So should we be brave and put down Kate Hudson then? Or do you think Kate Hudson will end up in supporting, Scott?
Oh, I think she's been sort of campaigned and lead. They'll keep her in lead for all these awards now.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna be brave and put her down as our 5th choice in the actress slot. I don't think it'll happen. I think that's more heart over head. I mean, Amanda Seyfried in Testament of Anne Lee, which again has not come out in UK yet. She was very powerful in that. Which it's a very odd film, I have to say. Testament of Anne Lee. I went into it not knowing it was a musical. It's a most odd musical, a Quaker musical that doesn't really have any songs in it per se, but yeah,
it's not doing well anywhere else though, and it didn't even appear in the BAFTA long list.
Right, yeah. It yes, it was a bit of an oddity. I think it didn't really chime with me, that film. Jennifer Lawrence. I mean, I really didn't like the film Die My Love, but Jennifer Lawrence was again really good in it. So she might be a wild card to get that 5th slot as well. Okay, we've got 5 names. We will move on then to the actor category. Let's see what we got in here. So I think probably the surprise winner of the Golden Globe for Best Actor in Drama, although I have to say in my review I called it in my my listing of the Golden Globes. I actually called this one as a wild card. Was Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent, also nominated, which I think is shameful, was Dwayne Johnson for The Smashing Machine. We also have Jeremy Allen.
But sorry, Bob, shameful. He was fantastic in that movie, like transformative performance from him.
Yeah, but it wasn't a Best Actor performance.
But in a comedy, no, it wasn't musical, wasn't a drama.
Yeah, maybe it's a comedy. Smashing through that cardboard door. Yeah.
I think that's harsh, Bob. I think he deserved it for that one. Especially when you consider some of the other major contenders are musical comedy.
I thought it was a good performance from Dwayne Johnson. I'm not saying that. I think as a transformation, I didn't actually recognize him in the trailer as Dwayne Johnson until right at the end of the trailer.
It was
But I
definitely
don't think
better than the next nominee in that list.
oh, right. Okay, here we go. Next nominee is Jeremy Allen White for Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. Then we've got Joel Edgerton for Train Dreams, Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, which again I think is a very strong choice, and Oscar Isaac for Frankenstein. Then we get into the Timothée Chalamet stream, because the Critics' Choice selected Timothée Chalamet as Best Actor for Marty Supreme. We've again got Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, Joel Edgerton for Train Dreams, Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent, but we also have Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle After Another, and Ethan Hawke, who I would love to see more on these lists because I thought it was a brilliant performance for Blue Moon. And then finally, we've got the Golden Globes, the Best Actor for Comedy or Musical, which again went to Timothée Chalamet. We also have Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle, Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon, George Clooney for Jay Kelly, my friend George, Lee Byung-hun for No Other Choice, and Jesse Plemons for Begonia, which again, I'm disappointed that Jesse Plemons isn't all over these lists, because after I came out of Begonia, I basically said the same about Jesse Plemons as I said about Jesse Buckley. Oh, they're both Jessies, spelled differently. But I thought Jesse Plemons would be a shoo-in for all of the Best Actor nominations. I thought it was an absolutely terrific performance from him. So, again, if we kind of pick up the common names across here, then Timothée Chalamet is a definite shoo-in for one of the slots, isn't he? And once again, I think you might be foolish to bet against him winning the Oscar for that one. Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, yeah.
I think Leo will probably get a nod.
Definitely Leo.
They like Leo.
Yeah.
Do you think?
100%.
Okay,
100%.
all right. We'll go for Leo for one of them. And
Can't believe
I
no one's
would love
talking
to
about
see-
Liam Neeson for the Naked Gun. Right, fine, whatever.
Surely you can't be serious.
We should do a podcast on the Golden Raspberries. That might be more fun.
Ooh, I do love a raspberry.
Yeah.
Let's pencil that into our
I'm going to put a
diaries.
shout out for Jeremy Allen White because he really embodied Springsteen absolutely brilliantly. But that's just my bias. But I really think his performance as Springsteen was absolutely fantastic.
Scott shaking
Knowing
his head
Springsteen as I do.
He wasn't even the best
I mean-
Jeremy in that film. Jeremy Strong gave a better performance than Jeremy
Fair
Allen
enough.
White.
But he was the lead, and knowing Springsteen as I do, I just thought it was an incredible performance.
I don't see him making the list. I'm sorry.
No, but you know, this is why the Oscars are a load of bump, because they never get it right.
So I think Wagner Moura will make the list. I know you guys haven't seen The Secret Agent yet, but it is a
It's got all the
terrific
momentum.
performance. It's a terrific performance. So I think that's a fourth one. And then we've all over the map.
I think it's
I mean,
Falk
like
and
Ethan
Plemons.
Hawke.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've
Ethan
got
Hawke.
Plemons because he's got recent momentum, but it's tight.
sorry, who did you say there, Scott?
Sorry, I'm saying that Jesse Plemons has got the recent momentum behind him. So I'd plump for him, but it's very tight.
I think it's very tight between Jesse Plemons and Ethan Hawke for that thing. I mean, I would love to see both of them on this list, to be honest. I'd bump Leo DiCaprio and put Ethan Hawke and Jesse Plemons in, if I was that. But there we go. Should we go with Jesse Plemons then as our fifth choice?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, right. We're all going to be horribly wrong here. We're making a public spectacle of ourselves here as always, by creating these lists. Right, let's move on to the supporting categories, and I'm starting with supporting actor this time. The Golden Globes nicely kind of denigrate supporting actors by only having one category for this, whereas they had two for the other actors. So that's a bit odd. But the Golden Globes, Best Supporting Actor went to Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. The other nominees were Benicio del Toro for One Battle After Another, Jacob Elordi playing not Frankenstein, but Frankenstein's monster, Paul Mescal for Hamnet, Sean Penn for One Battle After Another, and Adam Sandler for Jay Kelly. And the Critics' Choice Best Supporting Actor, that did go to Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein. They also had Benicio del Toro for One Battle After Another, Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value, Paul Mescal for Hamnet, Sean Penn for One Battle After Another, and Adam Sandler for Jay Kelly. So a remarkable consistency in that all of those same supporting actors were nominated for both of those awards. They just gave it to a different person. The Oscars only have 5, and for some bizarre reason, I mean, there's no logic to this thing, is there? There's 6 nominees in each of these awards.
Adam
I'm
Sandler.
not saying anything, except
Bob
though writing
Sandler and
that
move
down.
on. It's
There's
pretty
no
easy.
logic.
So you think Adam Sandler's going to drop off that list?
I think he's gone. Jay Kelly in general is dropping off. It's not going to get nominated anywhere. It's
Okay.
done.
I mean, this might be a bit presumptuous of me. I can't see them giving an award just to Adam Sandler. I don't think it matters what film he would be in. Dear. But I literally only put one name down on my list, and that was Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein. I just thought he was incredible in that.
Right.
So it's certainly where my money is.
Okay. Well, I think we can move on. I mean, I would actually give it to Stellan Skarsgård if, assuming those 5 do get nominated. For me, it's Stellan Skarsgård all the way for that one. So there you go. Right, that's a slightly easier category. Let's move on to Best Supporting Actress then. And again, a little bit all over the map here, but there's a strong degree of similarity. So the Golden Globes, they gave it to Tiana Taylor for One Battle After Another. Other nominees were Amy Madigan for Weapons, Elle Fanning for Sentimental Value, Ariana Grande for Wicked for Good, Inga Ibsdotter Lilias for Sentimental Value, and Emily Blunt, bizarrely, I think, for The Smashing Machine. Again, I'm sorry, I think that's not the best Emily Blunt performance for a long time in that film. So I was very surprised to see that nomination. And the Critics' Choice Best Supporting Actress went to Amy Madigan for Weapons. Also nominated were basically all of those people apart from Emily Blunt, and they nominated Wunmi Mosaku for Sinners, who I'm not actually sure who Wunmi Mosaku played in Sinners. I can't quite.
He was the girlfriend of one of Michael B. Jordan's characters.
Oh, in the barn, right?
Yes.
Okay, right, yes. Okay. So
both of my choices aren't on these lists, which annoys me.
What were your choices?
So I would either say Emily Watson for Hamnet or Gwyneth Paltrow in Marty Supreme. Gwyneth is a bit of a but I just quite enjoyed her performance in that.
Yeah, that's a good call on Hamlet, actually. I mean, that could be a bit of a surprise, but the fact we got 5 names on there, I mean, the one I think is the weakest is probably Ariana Grande for Wicked for Good. Sorry, Andy.
There's an argument to make to say if she was going to be nominated at all, it should be for leading actress for that film.
My personal list, I've got her as a lead.
I think she'll make the list.
I'm not sure she will, actually.
I'm not convinced either.
I'm not convinced this year.
I'm not convinced by that. No, I think it kind of had its chance last year. I think Elle Fanning will probably make the list. I think Lilias will definitely make the list. I think that was a terrific performance as the sister in that film.
I mean, my vote would be Wunmi Mosaku in
I
Sinners.
think Musaka's
is the
making the list. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to throw another name in as well.
Oh.
And I'm going to say Zion for Marty Supreme, who's the girlfriend. I've
Yeah.
got her in my 5. I'm knocking out
That's-
Fanning and Grande from that list.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is an open field, isn't it? Really,
This
you
is the
look at
most
some of the
interesting one.
names. This isn't an interesting category. This is our opportunity to get it horribly wrong, as opposed to just wrong. Yeah, you would take Elle Fanning out the list.
I
Yeah.
think that they're not going to go for both sentimental value girls, I think. I think they're going to want to spread it a little bit.
Okay.
And we know how strong Marty Supreme is just in general. And so I think it's difficult because traditionally Oscars are not a fan of young actresses. They prefer young actors. So we've seen this historically when we think young actresses are going to get in and the older counterpart in the film actually gets in. And that's where Gwyneth Paltrow might have a slight edge. But I just don't think there's enough in that role for her to get it, which is why I think Zion is going to be the representative of that film.
I'm going to back you. I'm going to
yeah.
back you on that, Scott.
Ooh.
I think that's right. When I watched the film, I thought she looks like Oscar bait in this film, and it is gaining momentum, isn't it, Marty Supreme?
Emma, do you want to disagree with that? Do you want to fight for Paltrow? Thinking about it? No.
So the names we got here for Best Supporting Actress are Teyana Taylor, Amy Madigan. Who I think Amy Madigan stands a lot of chance of winning this. Actually, it's such an out there performance.
Can I just say one thing though? Even
Yeah.
though I think we're all going to be in agreement, Amy Madigan's in. It's a horror film, and Oscars don't like horrors. Could she be the shock, like snub, just because they don't like horrors? And maybe
No,
that's a way you get both sentimental value girls in.
No, I don't think so. I think she'll make the list. I think
Yeah,
there's enough momentum
hopefully.
behind it. Right, so we've got Taylor, we've got Madigan, we've got Inga Ibsdot Lilias, we've got Wunmi Mazaku, and we've got Ozion. What's her first name? Odessa, is it?
Odessa.
Odessa Ozion, yeah, as Best Supporting Actresses. So we're out there on that one. Wow, that's a potential to go horribly wrong. Let's move on then to next category, which is adapted screenplay. And this is even more confusing, really, between the Golden Globes, because the Golden Globes only have a best screenplay category. So I basically split the awards here. The only ones which in their list which were adapted screenplay was Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another, and Chloe Zhao and Maggie O'Farrell for Hamnet. And the Critics' Choice do have a best adapted screenplay category. They gave it also to Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another. Then we also had Chloe Zhao and Maggie O'Farrell for Hamnet, Greg Quidar and Clint Bentley for Train Dreams. Gonna test my pronunciation here. Lee Jahai, Lee Jeong-mai, Park Chan-wook, and Don McKellar for No Other Choice. Guillermo del Toro for Frankenstein, and Will Tracy for Begonia. So we've only got 6 different names on that list. I mean, once again, you'd probably have to be very brave not to bet against Paul Thomas Anderson winning that. So he's definitely in the list. And also for Hamlet as well, they're going to be on the list. And any names out of the other ones that we don't think will be?
I mean, I have not seen the two in the middle, so I don't have massive knowledge of how that was, sort of from other people's reactions. I mean, I have Frankenstein down as I think could definitely be in with a shout. I did think it was quite well done in that respect.
Okay.
But
I mean,
based on what Scott just said about horror films,
yeah,
and
it's
the fact they don't
Frankenstein,
really
isn't
like
it?
Netflix, I think that goes against Frankenstein.
I think No Other Choice is a clever screenplay, actually. So I would push to have that in the list. And then we got Train Dreams.
I mean, Train Dreams, the more I think about it, was a fantastic film. But again, it went straight to Netflix.
I've got Train Dreams at my number 5, but
Yeah.
it's on the cusp.
Okay.
Begonia, definitely. I think we can agree to that one as well.
Okay.
I think it's those 6, either Train Dreams or No Other Choice is 5.
What did you have as the other one? Frank,
Begonia as well. I think One Battle, Hamnet, Frankenstein, Begonia are all safe.
Oh, you think Begonia's safe?
I do.
Okay. I'm gonna push them for No Other Choice because I think that will win out over Train Dreams, even though I've not seen Train Dreams, but I think it's a really deep and clever script from Park Chan-wook, so I'm going for that one. Okay, let's move on to original screenplay. The Golden Globes in that category, they had Jafar Panahi for It Was Just an Accident, Joachim Trier and Eskil Vogt for Sentimental Value, Ronald Bronstein and Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme, and Ryan Coogler for Sinners. And the Critics' Choice Best Original Screenplay, they gave that to Ryan Coogler for Sinners, Noah Baumbach and Emily Mortimer for Jay Kelly, Joachim Trier and Eskil Vogt for Sentimental Value, Eva Victor for Sorry Baby, Zach Kreger for Weapons, and Ronald Bronstein and Josh Safdie again for Marty Supreme. So I think original screenplay is definitely going for Sinners. I would put on that list, yeah. And Sentimental Value, I suspect, will also get that nod as well.
Marty Supreme.
Marty Supreme, yeah, that's the third one. Marty Supreme.
It
I would
gets
go with It
tricky.
Was Just an Accident again, because I think there will be a degree of sympathetic voting for it. And it's a great screenplay.
It is a great screenplay, yeah. And then we've got one more. We've got Jay Kelly, we've got Sorry Baby, and we've got Weapons. You see, I think it may well go to Weapons.
Well, if the world made sense, it would. If there was any justice.
I know it's a horror film, but it really got people talking, didn't it? It really got the internet abuzz with that one. Would anybody object to that being the fifth one? What did you have, Scott?
I'm going to throw out a wild card and say something that's not on these lists, and I've got down The Secret Agent.
Oh, okay.
Again, the passion from Brazil, which we saw last year with I'm Still Here, is so strong that I think if there's a Brazilian film nominated, now we really have to consider it getting in pretty much anything it can.
Okay, that's an interesting concept. Yeah, when you see the film, you'll probably appreciate it, that it starts off so strongly that you think, well, this is going to win all of the Oscars, and then it turns into a real shaggy dog story. And so I started off absolutely loving the film, and I started to fall slightly more out of love with it as it went on. It's still a good film, but I think it lost its way a little bit. I'm going to stick my neck out and propose that we put Weapons down as the fifth one for this. Anybody disagree?
That's my vote.
Right. Okay, moving on. I think that's the last of the big set that we did. The other ones I was going to stick up on here, just because I think it's an interesting list, is the animated feature. And both the Golden Globes and the Critics' Choice Awards gave it to K-pop Demon Hunters.
Can we mute Scott? It looked like he was trying to sing that again.
Oh no, don't sing Golden.
Okay, I self-muted. I know there's copyright issues involved. I won't sing.
The other films on this list that they all agreed on were Arco, which is a film I've not seen, Elio, the Pixar movie, a film called Little Amelie or the Character of the Rain, which I've not seen. Don't think it's out yet, and Zootopia 2. And the Golden Globes also nominated Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Infinity Castle, which, Scott, maybe you've seen that. I have not seen that.
I haven't. It's based on a long-running TV show. One of my mates that's into anime TV series was pushing for me to see it, but there's too much catch-up to go and see that.
Okay. And the Critics' Choice also nominated In Your Dreams, which, again...
Netflix.
Is that on Netflix?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Haven't seen it, but yeah.
Okay. So I think it's fairly clear where that one is going. and indeed, I think probably given that list, it's probably going to be something out of those five with one of them dropping off. But as we haven't seen the film.
Arco, I've not seen Arco, but Arco is a science fiction film with Natalie Portman and Will Ferrell. So, I mean, it might get some traction because of the cast.
Okay. I can't see it knocking K-pop Demon Hunters off the spot.
No, but
I think all the voters who have under 8-year-old kids will be forced to put that down as their top film. I would be astonished if that didn't win the Oscar now. I really would.
Also just one of the best films of the year anyway, Bob, as we know from our last video, when I put it in my top 5 films of the year.
Indeed. Indeed. It is a very good film, I have to say. I've still not written a review for it. I really need to. But yeah, I definitely would rate it. And then the final category here, which I appreciate a lot of you guys will not have seen many of these films yet, is the international feature. And this is a really strong set of films, I have to say. The Golden Globes, they gave it to The Secret Agent, as indeed did the Critics' Choice Awards. Then the common films in that list were It Was Just an Accident, No Other Choice, and Sirat. And then the wild cards, the Golden Globes nominated Sentimental Value, which is quite interesting. The Critics' Choice didn't nominate that. Critics' Choice Award is called Foreign Language, and I wonder whether there's too much English in it to I don't know what the category is. And they also nominated The Voice of Hind Rajab, which is out in the UK this week, I believe, which I've still not seen. Supposed to be a very harrowing Israeli Gaza documentary film. And the Critics' Choice also nominated Left-Handed Girl, which is again a fine film set in Taiwan, which I've seen, very good, and a film called Belen, which I don't know anything about at all. The one on that list I would really love to see nominated is Sirat, and I'm not sure when Sirat comes out in the UK, but that if you see Sirat coming to a cinema, make sure you go and see it almost as soon as it comes out. Don't listen to anybody's reviews of it in case there are spoilers, but it has one of the most WTF moments of any film I saw last year, and I will just leave it
like
that.
February 27th on that one.
February 27th.
Yeah.
Make a date to go and see Sirat. It's actually got 2 WTF moments, but the first one is just astonishing, and I will just leave it like that. So yeah, I would love to see The Secret Agent, It Was Just an Accident, No Other Choice, Sirat, and then probably, from what I hear, The Voice of Hind Rajab as the ones on that list to make up the international feature. There may be some other left field ones coming in, but those are the ones that I would put on the list. So that's our rundown of the lists. I will put those into ink and send them around to us so that on January the 22nd, when the nominations get announced, we can see just how wrong we were, which I'm sure we are. If you are a betting person, please do not put any bets on the films that we've suggested, because I know it's difficult to believe, but sometimes even we are wrong about these things. And we all know
you can put a bit on Wicked for Good for everything, but yeah.
Wicked for Good will win every category in which it's nominated. You heard that from the Reverend Andy Godfrey, and
even the ones in which it isn't nominated.
Yeah, he's got a phone line upstairs, so you can guarantee that. Right, thank you very much for joining us again. I think the next time we're probably together will be at the start of next month, when we will be reviewing the films of January and our favourite and indeed our least favourite films of the month. I can't wait for Andy to go on about Anaconda again. That's going to be quite an interesting discussion. All out war. But we will see you then. So thanks for joining Flickering Dreams. Please subscribe if you're on Spotify. Please subscribe to it, or indeed on YouTube. And we will see you shortly. Thanks very much. Bye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening or watching Flickering Dreams. You can find the video version on YouTube and the audio version on all major podcast platforms. And don't forget to subscribe so you can get each of the weekly episodes as they are released. We'll see you at the movies.